Something happened to me a couple of days ago that I can't stop thinking about it, so I'm going to share it with you. I got to tell you the story. I met a client at the library who was there for a mentorship session. The conversation went really deep, and we talked about healing, relationships, faith, confusion, and what it means to find your own way when life has felt really overwhelming. When I left the library, I saw a car that was parked about 2 spaces away from my car, a black car, and there was a lady in it, and I thought nothing of it, just saw it and got in my car. And I just kind of sat there for a minute before I was going to head on to another errand and then finally home. I was feeling really emotionally full. There's so many dynamics to what I had heard, and I wanted to kind of decompress. I took the rear view mirror, adjusted to see myself, and I saw that I kind of looked a little drained. So I took a bronzer out, started working on putting myself back together, and put the brush back into my bag. And when I turned back to the steering wheel, there was an elderly woman standing outside my window. I was like, hi. She looked so happy and so like sunshine that I put the window down and I said, hi. And she says, oh my gosh, I don't know why, but I had to come talk to you. I was on my way to the senior center and I needed to just come by and give this to you. And she gives me this note that's folded. It's on one of those typical kitchen to-do lists. You know what I'm talking about? It's like a magnet on the refrigerator and you write stuff on there. Well, I opened it up and I read it, and here's what the note looks like. She told me she's been sitting in her car and felt this strong push to tell me that I was beautiful, that I was special, and that God had incredible things planned for my life. And I just sat there stunned, because that doesn't happen. And secondly, earlier that day, on my way to meet my client, I had been praying. I was talking in the car to Yeshua. I was praying for wisdom, for guidance, for the right words, and for protection over her life. To think, after spending time pouring into someone else, my client, this stranger showed up to pour into me. We ended up talking for a while. She shared a little about her life and her family, and I shared a little bit about the work that I do. And as she was talking to me, I heard that someone was suffering in her family, and so I gave her one of my business cards. I just happened to have it available. I normally don't carry it in my car, but I had it. So one side is dark, and the other side has a heart right in the center, and everything else is like iridescent, just because of the emotions that are brought to the heart and what we have to go through. It was all about meeting people in the dark places and helping them come back to the truth of their own heart. And she looked at me and said, you are not going to believe this. I mean, she's so adorable. And she started to tell me how she had a vision of darkness with a glowing heart, a white light heart in the center of all of the darkness. And I just sat there and had chills. My mouth dropped because I had just started building my atmosphere that's called Love's Lighthouse. I don't know if you've been following me and seeing any of those posts that I put out there, but yeah, my atmosphere is Love's Lighthouse. And I had made the light that was in that lighthouse a shape of a heart, because the energy that comes from us to help others is light of love. So she asked me at that point, she just felt so full of passion. She asked if she could pray over me. And she prayed over the places in my heart that were still broken. That's what she said. Not my business, not my goals, not my successes, just my heart. And that moved me. Before she left, she handed me a stack of these notes. She had already pre-written these and kept them in case she ever came across a moment to give to somebody. She keeps it ready for the strangers who might need encouragement, and she had seen me, and I didn't know I even needed it. Then she left and she went back to the car and came back with like a blank notepad, like the whole notepad, and gave it to me for me to write whatever I wanted to for anyone in the future. And I just sat there thinking, gosh, there is still people in this world who stop what they're doing to encourage another human being. There are still people who listen to that inner nudge. There are still people who carry light. And maybe the reason I'm sharing this is because someone watching today, right now, watching this, needed the reminder too. Maybe you're the one who everyone comes to when they're hurting. Maybe you're the one holding everything together. Maybe you're the one helping others find their way. And, maybe today you needed to hear this. You matter too. Your heart matters too. The people who spend their lives shining light, they also need someone to shine light back on them once in a while.